Alright, so I figured why not just make the first video on this new channel an explanation of why the channel is named Found Tackle Fishing. Now that might give you a hint as to why I have two tables of what might appear to be iffy kind of garbage in front of me. But what I'm going to show you here in just a couple of minutes is the collection of tackle that my son and I have found over the last 7 years. We live on the eastern shore of Maryland. In a very rural area. I think the county's population is about 20,000. You won't believe that by the number of cars you're going to see drive by today, because I chose to do this on the first warm Sunday. That's a completely different story. So what I'm going to show you is the tackle that we have found. I have three. I've had 3 dogs. Now I have 2. I live right next to the river, right about a mile away from the beach. So we're there 3-4 times a week, sometimes more. And we find all sorts of tackle, not just garbage. We've got a lot of lead weights, we've got a lot of lures I'm going to show you. But the idea behind the name of the channel, obviously, is we find a lot of tackle and we use a lot of it. Now, I do purchase my own tackle from time to time, obviously, and we'll get into that in subsequent videos. But I just wanted to show off the stuff that we've found, basically in the last 7 years. All right, so on this table, as you see, a lot of lead weight. All right, now it doesn't look like a whole lot, but when you add up the prices of what lead weights are these days, you'd be surprised. If you haven't shopped for weights in a while, the stuff got expensive quick. And then, of course, we've just got a nice collection of lures that are not in great shape, right? Most of these are going to need new treble hooks. This one needs new treble hooks, okay? But these are decent shape. All right, you've got some vintage stuff here. I think this is a Heddon. Yep, that's a Heddon. And then you've got even some older plugs like this that you don't see all that often. So, and you see a lot of spoons. The fish around here, they tend to like metal, shiny weights. I've not really had a whole lot of luck on the artificials and the poppers and whatnot, but the spoons do really, really well. And I guess I'm not the only one. Now over here on this table, I got something really interesting. You're like, why do I have a rag? Well, because that washed up on shore in one of my secret spots. I found this. It was buried in the sand. I saw about this much of it sticking out, and I just decided to pull, and I said, let's see what's connected to it. Well, as you see, spoons all over this thing. There's somebody got a bunch of their spoons all tangled up. And they're attached here, and there goes half of the spoons flying. This should be fun to clean up the yard when I'm done with this. What's in this jar? What's in the jar is basically the mother lode. This is all stuff we have found. See if I can get the camera angle right here. Here you go. This is just Rebels and Rapalas and all manner of lures. And then if you look in, you see we've got more lures, we've got more spoons. I don't know, there's 10, 20 lures here, something like that. These are all in really decent shape. Again, they need treble hooks, but these are all very fishable lures. Now myself, I won't fish every single one of these lures, obviously. So part of the fundraising attempt to help me buy more tackle to keep this channel going is at some point I'm going to clean these suckers up and put them for sale on eBay. I have an eBay store since 1999, not 1991, dummy. But I've had an eBay store since 1991, and eventually some of this junk can be yours. And again, you know, like these here, I'm not going to use these. These are too long. These are too big. This is not really something that I'm going to use here. Where I fish, it's just not my style of fishing. I'm sure somebody could clean those up, and those things are not cheap these days at all. Now over here to the left of me, off camera, I have actually my prized possession of things that I've found, but I just want to tell the story of how I found it first. I obviously, once you see it, I didn't dig it up out of the sand. So I live about 1,000 yards that way is the river, and there's a little boat ramp there. Now, over the course of the summer, during the weekend, you know how it goes when you live in these type of areas. You're going to have your out-of-towners that show up, and us locals, we're not mean, we're not nasty, but internally, we might drive by the river one day on a Sunday and look at a bunch of people down there and say something to ourselves under our breath like, get the hell out of my river. Not saying that's what happened this particular day, but I'm not saying that didn't happen. Every car in the damn county's driving by. Now, so what happens? Sunday, I'm driving down there. I just wanted to see how many people are down there, if it was worth even trying to go. I work for myself. I work from home. I can go fishing anytime I want. I go down there, and it was a family of about 4 or 5 people. Definitely did not look like they were from the area. They looked inexperienced. They didn't look like they knew exactly what they were doing. And I muttered under my breath, get the hell out of my river. I turned the van around, and I came back home. Next day was Monday, and high tide was, I don't know, midday. Okay? Go to the post office like I do every day to ship out the packages from the eBay store. And after that, I drive back down to the bottom of the hill. I go to the river. And I proceeded to see that the family that was there the day before had left a mess for me. And when I mean, they had left their Cheeto bags. And they had left the case, the paper case from a case of beer. They left garbage all over the place. I cleaned it up, but I got rewarded for my effort because they must have been having just a little bit too much fun, had a little bit too much to drink, and left me this. Nice. About a 6-foot setup, maybe 6.5. I'm a short guy. That's probably 6, let's see. Yeah, that's a 6.5-foot setup. It's a nice rod and reel, medium. All right, it casts beautifully. It was full. They must have had just gone to the Walmart and bought it. They didn't know what they were doing and left it there. They literally must have had just bought it because it was sparkly brand new. Basically, they had only used it and they left it there. So I appreciate that. Now I cleaned up the garbage. They paid me for my efforts, and this is actually my son's rod and reel. Now I have a little bit of a bigger outfit that I use, but this is perfect for him because he can cast far with it. And if he gets anything sizable on it, it's a medium rod, so he's going to be able to, he's going to be able to reel in whatever he needs to. That's it, short and sweet for the first video for this channel. Now tomorrow, what I'm going to do is the exact opposite of this. I'm actually, for the first time, I'm 51 years old, the first time in my life, I actually went and really ordered a lot of brand new fishing tackle. All my life has been, hand-me-down stuff, and stuff I found at yard sales, and on occasion I've bought a new lure here, some new hooks here, but I've never just gone out and spent some money on, okay, this is the stuff that I need. And if you're going to start this channel, I want to start it off right. I can't use all of this stuff, right? Although the rod and reel, that you'll see that in videos. But thanks to the support that I have on my other YouTube channel, the link is in the description, called Flying Fluffy Sports. I have a lot of supporters over there that have allowed me to have the freedom to finally purchase myself some new fishing tackle. So tomorrow, I'm going to come out here, I'm going to get all the Amazon boxes, and we're going to open up all of that, because it's not just fishing tackle. I've got a few other things mixed in there that are going to help out with some of the videos that you're going to find on this channel. If that sounds enjoyable to you, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and leave a like, leave a comment. Also, if you have a suggestion, if you have a trick on how to get some of this rust and stuff off of these spoons, absolutely appreciate it. I've never done that before. I don't know if I want to just go get like metal rust remover and put the spoons in there. I don't know exactly what that's going to do as another truck drives by. If I do this tomorrow, I could be out here for an hour. You won't see a car. But that's Monday. This is Sunday. Everybody's out and about. That's why I stay home. Appreciate support. I'll see you again tomorrow.